Let's do it. Hey guys. So I am talking to you today about birds mainly, but a bit of wildlife as well. I love birds, so it was very easy for me to put these together. These are just a collection of some of my stories and my photographs out in the wilds. We're starting with one of my favorites, the Shorty Owl. Now this owl, you got two photos of this coming. This owl travels, they breed in the UK, but loads of them come over from Scandinavia in winter, and they winter near me, and we get to go out and watch them with the kids, get really close views, often just meters away. And this is one a few weeks ago, just outside London. Two have pitched up there. People are going crazy. They're beautiful birds, absolutely beautiful. And this is the long-eared owl. You can see the difference. This is an owl that my father and I traveled to Serbia to see in big numbers. We had 200-300 owls in the middle of a city. They roost there in the day. It's a big tourist attraction, well, for nerds like me. But the long-eared owl has somehow just taken over this town, because around it, they haven't changed farming practices for years, and they've got tons of mice. So they fly in there in winter and roost. It's pretty amazing seeing so many owls just chilling out together in the middle of a town. And the owl theme is continuing with this little guy. This is the little owl. This guy was in Serbia as well. He was on the grounds of the hotel we were staying at. We managed to get a quick torch on him. He's giving this really kind of disapproving look. I love the character that owls have in their faces. Often people say they look like cats. I agree, but they have a world of their own. This is the tawny owl, the commonest owl in Europe. And this is one that has pitched up in Ipswich in the UK every winter, sits in this hole. Hundreds of people down below walking by each day, doesn't care, just sits there. So if you haven't ever seen a wild owl, get out to Ipswich. Now we're moving to the coast. This is one of my favorite birds on the coast. It's the Razorbill. I love the black and white, but the little hints of yellow, orange that come through when they open their mouth. I just love this moment with the kind of haze of heather coming in from the side, giving that soft kind of light to it. Crazy birds, fun to watch. Another crazy bird is the hoopoe. The hoopoe is incredibly successful. It's found all the way from Europe, all the way to sometimes in Japan. This was in Shanghai, in the middle of a park in Shanghai. One of my favorite birds. I spotted it feeding its younger member of the family, and it was a real joy. This is another moment caught, I think they're talking about Brexit here or something like that, but they're really, really topical. They're really, I just love these birds. This is the gannet. And if you go on the coast in Yorkshire, you will definitely see one gliding by. Huge things, 2-meter wingspans, massive. And another moment, I love this bird. This is the cuckoo. So the cuckoo, yes, famous for its clocks. This bird travels all the way from Africa all the way to Europe each year. This particular bird flies to the very same tree stump and sits there and poses for photographs.
Wow.
Now this is a wonderful profile of a Sparrow Hawk. I love this. The morning light catching its feathers there, and you can really see the predatory eyes, the location of the eyes, so they can really see full view. You can see the other eye kind of concave on the right there. Absolutely amazing bird. That's a female there. And then this is a male greenfinch, and I had never noticed the kind of the texture to the beak growing up with this bird. It's quite fairly common, decreasing sadly, but look at that mother of pearl finish on the beak. It's just incredible in that sunlight, and the detail on the feathers. And another bird with a lot of detail and feathers. This is a winter visitor to the UK, breeding in Scandinavia, all the way down to Japan. You see them in winter in Japan. This is the brambling. And this one had just landed on the shores of the UK and was refueling, as you can see, enjoying a bit of grub. And then from one finch to another, this is probably in my top 5 birds ever, the hawfinch, a huge finch species, again, found in Japan all the way across to Europe, Western Europe. Look at that beak, just massive. This was in Denmark on a friend's bird table. Fairly rare in the UK, definitely not on bird tables. So as well as birds, I like to take part in conservation. So I help out with surveys. This is a dormouse. So we do dormouse checks. It's an endangered species. They really need help. This one's torpid, so it's still asleep. We could pull it out and hold it in our hands. As the heat from our hands warmed it up, it slowly woke up. It was pretty cute. And these are adders, so male and female, in doing something males and females do. But what a snake. I do a lot of checks on these in the summer to check numbers and report them kind of citizen science type way to a more national survey. And this is the slow worm. So it's not a worm. It is, in fact, a legless lizard. Types of these are found across the globe, but it's probably the most commonly found reptile in the UK. It's it's not that slow, but people often find them in their gardens. They eat slugs. They're a beautiful, beautiful animal. I also love butterflies. So this is a common blue. This was taken in Provence last summer when we managed to get away, and it was just before sunset. So I managed to get part of it in focus and part of it kind of soft with a macro lens, but wonderful, wonderful species. And this is a little bush cricket. I took this in my garden, managed to find it on a leaf, and just loved the kind of background colors that I managed to capture purely by accident. But it just gives a little insight into this little insects world, which I really loved. And we have one more. So we're ending on this. This is the reed bunting, just outside across the road from where I live. And this is where I say bid you farewell and just thank you for listening. I hope you feel inspired to grab a camera, go out and take some nature photos like I was several years ago, and just look around a bit more. Many thanks. Check my Instagram, Real Escape, for more photos. I had to get that in.
Thank you so much, David. Wow.